Would you look at that? Alyssa Mercante is in the news once again. And we're at the point right now with her where I feel like obviously she's doing these things on purpose to get attention for all the wrong reasons, which is a very weird way to go through life. But hey, to each their own, I suppose. There was a clip from a video that was shared to me anonymously from her stream that was talking very negatively about Asmongold and what she feels about him, and saying some pretty awful things about him right now. And this is something I really wanted to focus on because um, I'd like to think that we can put our differences aside when someone's dealing with like real life shit that you kind of, you know, put the differences aside and just say, you know what, I'm not going to touch that right now. That let him live his life, take care of his dad, and then we'll get back to what do you even call it? Digitally uh, getting mad at each other or whatever you want to say. This was Asmongold's post the other day. He says, TLDR, my dad's health is really bad, and I have to take time off to deal with it. As a lot of you guys know, my dad's been going through a lot of medical turmoil in the last few months. Originally, he went to the hospital for pneumonia, then, upon leaving, had a test that showed acute liver failure that turned out to be pancreatic cancer. Not a good day. After the diagnosis, we took him to the oncologist who recommended chemotherapy, which we did. The first week was fine, but the day of the second treatment, by the end of it, he was so effed up and had so much difficulty breathing that he didn't sleep more than an hour at a time. It was so severe, I ended up sleeping on the floor next to his bed that night in case something went even more wrong. This, I'm not even going to try to put myself in his shoes. I could only imagine what he's dealing with. But this hits particularly hard home for me because my wife is an oncology nurse. So I'm very familiar with the tragedy and what he's dealing with right now. My wife comes home from work sometimes crying. Um, she'll form bonds with the patients. She'll go to lunch with them, be invited to their house, hang out with them. Like legitimately, it's a very human connection that the cancer nurses have with these patients. And the struggles that they go through are emotionally shared. And it's really, really tough. So when I read through this the first time, I'm not going to lie, I teared up with it. And this is not like I'm not friends with Asmongold. I don't know him personally. This is just being a human about stuff where you understand. Like if you watch Asmongold, you know his dad on the phone during his streams. He'll come on and talk. Sometimes he'll go completely off the rails, and it's fucking hysterical. You know that's kind of the connection that this family has with the audience, and it's so tragic. Next day comes, we take him to the doctor, and of course they recommend him to go to the hospital because his blood pressure was some insanely low number, like 74/53 or something, which yikes. That was about 5 days ago, and that's basically where we're still at now. There have been marginal improvements, but in a general sense, things are not looking great. Although I remain hopeful regardless. Because of the severity, this will require my full attention until it is resolved one way or another, which means streams will be on hiatus until that time comes. Rest assured, there's nothing I'd rather do more than go live and continue on like I always do, but my obligation to my father must take priority, which, I mean, bro, you don't even need to say this. Like we totally get it. But it just shows his dedication to the audience. It's admirable. But bro, take care of your family, man. We get it. I don't have a time frame or an expectation because of how uncertain things are right now. But I'll update you all when I know more myself. I know a lot of you guys have already reached out, and just know that both I and my dad appreciate the kind words. Thank you. I could go through all the everyone in the entire community, a lot of familiar faces. I'd be here all night with the well wishes and kind words. I said, wishing you all the best, bro. Take all the time you need and focus on real life. We are with you. Sir D, take all the time you need. Legal mindset. Family should always come first. Prayers for your dad. Tectone, your pa is a badass motherfucker, and you're a great son for being there when he needs you. Got y'all in my prayers. You both will get through this. He will recover. Legacy Killer, Nerdrotic, Dashtag, Meme Bastard, Kirsha, Chibi Reviews, John Douglas, Rev, Arthur, Nina, Ed Demian, Nux, Jay Viper. I mean, everyone, the whole community here. You love to see it. You really do love to see everyone come together for it. And I posted this morning after that happened. I wanted to have like a feel good, like look at the community coming together. And I said, it's so good to see the entire community come together in supporting Asmongold during a really tough time. Glad to see no one celebrating him taking on an indefinite break from streaming while his dad is struggling in the hospital. Well, shortly after I posted this, people let me know that indeed there was someone on the internet that was taking full advantage of the situation to piss on him, which is wild to me. Like, I get it, by the way, before I even go to this, I get it because Birdie said, well, not everyone, with a screenshot of this before I knew that it was from today. And this is her going through Asmongold Excel spreadsheet with all the information she's trying to harass him with. And I said, look, I know a lot of people don't like Alyssa, especially after what she's put me and my family through. But I'd like to think even she understands that this is not the time or place. I'm hopeful this screenshot is from long ago. And he said, it's from her stream today. She's currently on Mike from PA's hate-mongering stream, pushing lies, bashing Asmongold, and alluding to her lawsuit with you for sympathy. And I said, my goodness, I shouldn't be surprised, but wow, just wow. This post I saw afterwards from Grums that I shared here. It's pretty cold of Alyssa to imply that Asmongold is taking a break because of view botting, which if she's claiming that Asmongold view bots, does she not understand what view botting means? His chat goes 1,000,000 miles a second. All of the people in his chat are writing real things for the most part, or emojis or stuff. Like there's like actual fast moving chat conversations. And if you screenshot, you can see like many familiar faces from all around the internet. Watch Asmongold as well as people that aren't online, that people that just have no name accounts. Also watch him and comment. To accuse Asmongold of view botting is wild. Again, allegedly, if that's what she's doing. I don't know. I'm just reading what Grum says here. That's crazy. Eagle Eric says Asmongold demonstrably doesn't view bot whatsoever. I think she in her mind would be trying to figure out a way how so many people could possibly want to watch him because she does not like him at all. And she thinks in a box where she thinks she's like everyone can only think the way she thinks. And it's like, no. In fact, you're the only one that thinks that way. Everyone else is out here free thinking like, hey, let's listen to what this guy has to say. It's very strange because of view botting and celebrates that he has to stop streaming to take care of his dad with cancer. And here is a Asmongold and Tectone taking indefinite breaks from streaming. And I don't know what the hell this picture even is with this girl celebrating or who it is. It's very, very strange. But she continued underneath that. Will be very interesting to see how those who have been targeted by them fare over this time. Perhaps the harassment will decrease. Zach Asmongold Hoyt, which she knows what she's doing when she uses someone's full name. And it's very curious when she talks about people she doesn't like. She likes to use their entire real name. I don't consider it necessarily doxing, but it's just poor form for if you want to talk about internet etiquette. It's poor form. But she never does this with people she likes, which kind of tells you exactly what she's doing. She's trying to harass someone. She's dog whistling to her crazy viewers to do something, to go at him in his personal life, which is insane to me just in general. But on top of just in general, saying that the situation he's going through right now with his dad having cancer, is taking a break to take care of his father who has cancer. John Tectone Robertson cited his mental health. Okay. The streamer's breaks come just a couple of weeks after Twitch cracked down on viewbotting, which appeared to affect both of their viewer counts. I can't speak for Tectone. I have not researched that at all, but what? With Asmongold? what the hell is she talking about? Could it be, here's a wild idea, that he started co-streaming on Kick and multi-streaming in different areas, and many of his viewers are watching him on different platforms now? Could that maybe have something to do with lower viewers on Twitch? Potentially, seeing as his chat is still flying like crazy. Now it's just flying like crazy in two different places. But yeah, don't let facts get in the way of a good story. 8-Bit Eric says, imagine celebrating a man taking time off for his father's cancer. Alyssa Mercante really doesn't understand why the internet despises her. I think she full well knows what the hell people don't like about her. And I think she embraces it. I think she has found this is an avenue to get attention. So she leans into it. Here I am talking about it. Here you are watching and listening to this situation. She knows that this is how this works. She doesn't care if she's infamous. She just wants attention at any and all costs. It doesn't matter to her how people pay attention to her. It's kind of, not kind of, it's extremely embarrassing. And it's gonna be take a tremendous toll on your mental health. Like that in itself has got to wreck you every single day, knowing that you're doing that to yourself. It would explain a lot of why she is where she is mentally. Which brings me full circle to this clip right here. Now, there are many clips from her stream today. I'm not going to play them all, but there's one section in particular that I wanted to showcase here. So let's play this. I think the audio should be loud enough. Let's see. Hopefully.
There's such an astonishing lack of empathy in the right-wing content creator space, right?
There's such an astonishing lack of empathy in the right-wing content creator space. Guys, we have almost 400 people in here right now. We just spent the better part of the last 20 minutes going over a tragic situation with Asmongold and his dad and cancer, and how just sad that is. And I showed the entire community coming together talking about, like, hey, get well soon, man. You know, we're with you. Take your time, all that stuff. What back-ass world is she living in where she does not recognize these things? This is like a made-up narrative that she's actually not paying attention to reality. That's kind of scary.
You know, I saw that young Ukrainian woman who was stabbed to death, I believe in North Carolina, on public transportation. Somebody said she had a Black Lives Matter flag in a window of where she lives, and she was stabbed by a Black man who appeared to be incredibly mentally ill. And there were several right-wing content creators who are on YouTube, who I am well aware of, who were mocking that.
Isn't it wild that that's the angle she takes? Of all the angles you could take of that situation, that's what she's going to focus on.
And what I think is really funny and really interesting is that these are the same people who will come running and scrambling out of the cracks to say that nobody should be mean to Zach Asmongold Hoyt.
Notice she even says it out loud verbally too. She knows exactly what she's doing with her dog whistling here.
Because his dad is dying of cancer. And how dare you be cruel to him? When I first posted about how I am doing research into a larger piece,
oh, hey, my research, I am a journalist. My research takes precedence over his dad dying from cancer. Fuck that. Fuck all that stuff. I'm the one that's like, talk about main character syndrome with this girl. Like, she doesn't care about anything.
Showcasing what happens when Zach Asmongold Hoyt centers somebody in his content, when you take into consideration the size of his platform and the size of the platforms of the people that he tends to center in his work. What are the ramifications and the side effects for those people?
The hell are you talking about? His dad is dying from cancer. What Why? I know why. I shouldn't even say why. We all know why. It's self-explanatory. She's doing this for attention right now and pouncing on the opportunity to be like, oh, Asmongold's in the news for his dad having cancer. That's the way I can get attention for the story I'm trying to run on him. Like, bro, of all the times to not do this right now, this is the time. This should prove to everyone. Like, hell, you could use this in court against her. She's currently suing me, for those that don't know. You could use this in court against her to show the judge, be like, Your Honor, this is the mental capacity of the person we're dealing with right now and how they don't give a shit about other people. That's the person that's suing me for harassment. So, yeah, do with that what you will.
What do those people have to deal with after? Do they receive a ton of harassment? Do they receive, benefit? Like, are there benefits to this, or is it all just one large negative that's like very, very bad for them and bad for their life, right? And I remember when I posted asking about this, which, by the way, I already have over 20 different individuals who have spoken to me about what happened when Asmongold centered them in his content, right?
Alyssa, how come you haven't contacted me about when you centered me in your content? And the crazies that are on your side that constantly post about me, my wife, my kids, my family, or when you doxed me and you sued me. How about these things? Oh, it doesn't matter. It's different because it's you. It's like the D with the parentheses. It's different. It's different because you're the one running it over there. It's totally fine. But when Asmongold talks about someone or gives an opinion on a situation, that is somehow harassment to the point of you need to interview people to expose him? What are we doing here?
I've spoken to people about this already. People who are big fans of him were like, his dad's dying of cancer and she's looking to cancel him with a piece.
Literally no one's saying that. People are saying just have some fucking humility in a situation and realize that now's not the time for this. How about wait for him to come back and then maybe go at, like, holy shit, how tone deaf do you have to be?
Guys, where is the empathy for the people that he attacks?
The people he attacks. His dad is dying from cancer, and you would rather focus on people got their fifis hurt because he gave an opinion that more often than not is accurate to a T, and people don't like reality and having a mirror held up to their face, even when he's the one doing it. But no. You'd rather focus on that situation instead of his dad with cancer.
Don't you think those people have family members who have died? Don't you think those people have things in their life?
The hell does that have anything to do with anything? What the fuck is she talking about?
Life that they struggle with, and they're not millionaires. They don't have huge platforms.
Up. There it is. There it is. Wait, what'd she say?
Money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money.
Always about the money. They're not millionaires. It's, she's always thinking about money. Man, that's crazy. It slips out. She's trying her best not to. It's like, oh, there it is. There it is.
In some cases, they've been put in situations where they've lost their jobs or they've been at risk of losing their jobs
because they're psychotic and they're putting their company at risk. And it gets exposed. Yeah. If I was running a company and one of these lunatics was working there, I'd fire their ass instantly. Welcome to reality. First day.
Because of the harassment campaigns levied against them. And you're going to sit here and tell me that Zach Asmongold Hoyt can't be held accountable for dragging people into the spotlight and pointing harassment at them because his daddy's dying of cancer?
Yes, that's actually exactly what we're telling you. Yep.
I didn't turn around and tell everyone you can't be mean to me about Sweet Baby Inc. because my grandfather died last year and I'm still upset about it.
Nobody was being fucking mean to you. We were saying correct your story, make it more accurate. You were lying by omission. Initially, all people were doing was saying, hey, can you add an addendum to your story and say, oh, there's actually additional information that I didn't mention in this. And here's actually the full story of how Chris Kindred actually kicked off all this shit that I left off in the initial part of it, because it would make my story completely fall apart. I mean, are we really going to go through all of this again? Relive this whole thing again? This is someone, she's living in the past and trying to strike gold again on one story that went mega viral for her for all the wrong reasons, ended up eventually causing her to likely be let go from a company because of the poor reporting and the lack of information, evidence, and actual sources. She didn't show the whole picture, and she refused to correct the story. That's not good. That's really bad. But yeah, I could keep going with this, but I think I've made my point. This is a disgusting, putrid, gross, horrific scumbag of the earth. I don't even want to call it a human being. This is a creature that would take this kind of stance. Is so horrific that it's actually an impressive new low for her. Something that I didn't even think she had in her. She found a way. She dug deep, and she's like, I got one more in me. I can do this. I can attack someone who's literally sleeping on the fucking ground at the hospital next to his dad with cancer. And you got to go at him right now. Fuck you. Seriously. I got no time for this. Holy shit. Anyways, I'm done with that story. I can't. She gets me so fired up. It's really annoying. Ah, God. She doesn't like me because all I do, same thing with Asmongold, by the way. All we do is say, hey, everyone, look at this psychopath. And she's like, stop, now you're harassing me. No, bitch, we're exposing you. Holy shit. Oh, she's going to be like, oh, time to clip that word and say, this is what he said to me, and add that to the lawsuit, which is all you do. Clip out of context, lie by omission. Alyssa, lie by omission Mercante. Add it again. Anyways, I got to change my screen. I'm like staring at that video. God.